Welcome back, my friends. In this video, I want to explain what ABAP is. Why wasn't SAP written in another programming language? What do we need ABAP for? Is ABAP difficult? And how to code in ABAP. Along the way, I will also show you how to make some delicious scrambled eggs. Yeah, scrambled eggs. Because, believe me or not, programming isn't all that different from making them. So, let's not waste any time. Let's get started. What is ABAP? It's a programming language created by SAP. We can say that the entire SAP system is written in ABAP. Just like a sweater is made of yarn, the SAP is made using the ABAP language. The abbreviation of ABAP stands for Advanced Business Application Programming. You probably know that SAP is a centralized database for all SAP modules, which is why the ABAP language has greatly developed database query capabilities. Why wasn't SAP written in another programming language like C++, JavaScript, Python? Why did SAP invent its own programming language? You may have heard that the first version of SAP was created in 1972. That's a long time ago. Think that SAP was created before Microsoft Windows and Apple. It can be said that when SAP was created and began to develop, it was prehistoric in the IT field. There were no programming languages such as C++, JavaScript, let alone Python. Therefore, SAP engineers decided to create their own language for developing the SAP system, and it is called ABAP. Many people ask me why SAP was not written in another programming language such as C++ or JavaScript. The answer is simple. These languages simply didn't exist yet. I'm pretty sure that you want to see that ABAP. Okay, so I'm gonna show you. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Please write in the comment below why you are interested just in SAP. Are you looking for a new job opportunity? Or have you started using SAP in your current company? Would you like to develop in that field, and how can I help you? I will show you what ABAP looks like in a very simple way. Like most programming languages, ABAP has debugging capabilities. This is watching what is happening in the code during execution. If I enter debug mode via /h and trigger any action on the system, for example, I will press a button. I can easily see the ABAP code in debug mode. If you want, you can see the entire SAP code. All SAP sources are visible and available. Of course, if you have authorization for it. You cannot change them. You cannot change the SAP standard. However, you can easily see and debug them. What do we need ABAP for? Just remember that SAP is enormous. It has been and is being developed from its beginning throughout all these years by thousands of programmers every day. The number of lines of codes in that system must be staggering. But wait a minute. Let's imagine that there is a company that decides to use SAP. It buys SAP licenses, signs a subscription contract, and specialists install SAP on the company's servers or in the cloud. Specialists arrive, we can call them modular consultants, who in turn configure the modules to meet the needs of the company. But there is no programming needed there. Everything is configurable. After all, it's even said that SAP is a box solution, so why the hell do we need ABAP programming there? Let me remind you that SAP is an ERP system for very large companies. Such companies have dozens of processes. Most of them are covered by the properly configured SAP standard, but there will always be customer requirements that SAP does not cover. Companies often need specific reports for their industries, dashboards, and even new transactions. Sometimes they want standard transactions to work a little differently in their business. SAP, in order to meet its customers' expectations, allow them to change SAP by coding in the ABAP language. Customers can change SAP to suit their needs. Customers can change and add ABAP code in SAP. You are probably thinking, what? Can anyone change the SAP code? Can anyone change the SAP standard? Don't worry, the client can only add new reports, new programs, and change existing ones only in certain places. Let me explain it to you better. SAP has many modules. Let's take a module, for example, SD, Sales and Distribution. We have reports, transactions, and maybe some other objects there. For example, in the SD module, we have transactions for creating invoices, deliveries, and much more. We have also reports for outbound delivery monitor, for billing documents, and list of sales orders. What programming can we add in SAP? We can add new reports. Their name begins with the letter Z or Y. This distinguishes them from the standard objects that we cannot change. SAP also designed some objects, for example, transactions, where we can only add our code in a designed by SAP place. Such places are called extension places. We can add there our coding, so we can influence the process or we can modify slightly some data. We cannot delete existing codes. You can say that we can only bend the way SAP works in some places of a standard, but only slightly. There are not big changes. SAP specialists often say that some codes are standard and some are custom. Here we can see the distinctions perfectly. The code in blue is the standard ABAP code, and the code in red is the custom ABAP code. Many people ask me if ABAP is difficult. I usually then tell them a story about scrambled eggs. So listen to it as well. A programming language is a set of commands understood by machine. A computer program is a sequence of instructions in a programming language for a computer to be executed. Now imagine that you would like to write a program to make scrambled eggs. In fact, we can say that a recipe is also a program on its own kind. Would it be hard for you to write a program to make scrambled eggs yourself? You probably think it's very simple. The kids in kindergarten would be able to do that. The program probably would be like, heat the pan. If you have oil, pour oil into the pan. Otherwise, melt butter in the pan. Beat the eggs and pour them into the pan. Stir with a spoon for 5 minutes. Whoa, you wrote a program for scrambled eggs. Then why do so many people find it difficult to write a program to do something on a computer? The answer is simple. Language. When making scrambled eggs, you used the English language you know. While when you program things on the computer, you use a programming language. Programming seems difficult to you because you don't know the programming language and you just have to learn it. That's it. How to code in ABAP? You probably think that it's a long way from making scrambled eggs to programming, to SAP. I wouldn't agree with you. You've probably seen some SAP transactions that displays, for example, a material or a business partner. Imagine that you would like to create a similar transaction yourself in ABAP. What commands would you need to issue to the SAP system? It would be probably show the screen with the selection screen of a business partner, download data of the partner from the database, display the business partner number, name, and surname. In SAP, we have special commands in ABAP language that will be magic commands like parameters, select single, write. Okay, let's try to write this program. That is the business partner transaction. We search for some business partners and we go to this one. That is John Smith from Sesame Street from New York, US. Now, let's try to make a simple transaction similar to that one. I open new window. I go to transaction /n SE38. And I will do the program Z business partner transaction. Create. We create executable program, test, and the name will be business partner program. We save it as local object. So first parameters, and the parameter will be BP num type BU partner. Next one is select from database. This is so-called inline declaration. Our parameter, so pvp num, that's it. And now the magic command to display something on the screen, and business partner data, and next one ls boot 000 partner, and next one ls boot 000 for, no, it's name first, and ls boot 000 name last. We check it. Okay, we activate it. Now we should fill in the description of our parameter, business partner. Activate, I go back. Again, what we have? Parameters. So show the screen with selection of a business partner. Next, select single. So download data of the business partner from the database. And write. So display the business partner number, name, and surname. And we execute our program. Okay, I have search help for business partner. I will try to find someone from Sesame Street. We have our John Smith, and I execute it. And we can see the data of business partner. Of course, this is very, very basic transaction, but it is in fact a transaction. Maybe let's check another business partner. For example, I know that there is 112 executed, and the program displays the first name and second name of the business partner. Can you imagine? I just wrote a simple transaction in SAP. It didn't take even a minute. Remember that things are only difficult until they become easy. If you are interested in learning ABAP, check the link in the description to that video and start learning with me. Start learning with a specialist with over 20 years of experience, one of the best SAP trainers on the internet. You are more than welcome to join. And I'm waiting for you there. Have a beautiful day. Thanks for watching. If you are interested in more such a content like ABAP programming, workflow designing, or general SAP consulting world, please consider subscribing this channel. Share this video with other people that would benefit this type of content. If you have some comments or maybe any questions, suggestions what we should record more, just put it in the comment area below.